Zev, Atsu, Oscar, and Mio were hanging out in the lobby of Drake Towers. Atsu, we're headed out. You sure you don't want to go to the pool with us?
You should go. We should all go.
Yeah, I've got stuff to do here. Well, count me out. Flopping around in a public pool, sharing water like I'm in human soup. Disgusting. It's private beaches or bust for me. Such a princess. Oscar? Last chance. Oscar glanced at Atsu. He turned back to Zev.
Show off this body for free? No way. I'd start a riot.
Zev laughed. Mio waited until Oscar wasn't looking and then quickly handed a small jewel to Atsu.
Mio, what are you doing? I can't take it swimming, can I?
Atsu glanced nervously at Nuha and Oscar, but neither seemed to be watching. Fine, I'll watch it, but you've got to start being more careful. Hey Atsu, try not to get so lonely you start floating. Would you two go away already?
Floating?
Yeah, whenever Atsu gets stressed out or upset, he tends to go to the highest place he can access. You have no idea how many times Akon had to climb a tree after him. Which I did when I was a little kid. Go away! Zev and Mio laughed in unison and waved goodbye, leaving the tower in peace. Oscar grinned broadly at Atsu.
Floating, huh?
Atsu glowered.
It was considerate of you to let the others go without you.
Huh?
Your knee's hurting. You were worried you'd bring the mood down, right?
Atsu blushed a bit and turned to Nuha. So, what's up with Record? I'm just going through the spells I've had it recently. Oh, what spell is this?
Oh, magic! I love magic stuff!
You're so excitable, like a yapping dog.
I'm not the one yapping.
Could you both stop yapping and let me read? I believe this is the spell you requested to erase memories. Well, let's go ahead and remove that one.
Huh? Remove it? Why? It seems like it could be useful. Eventually?
Record can only store so many spells for me, and I think people would get mad at me if I went around erasing 10-minute chunks of their memories, no?
Oh man, there's a lot of 10-minute chunks I wouldn't mind losing. Like that time I got sick during a big party and,
Gross, say no more.
Oh, come on! Isn't there anything you want to forget?
Atsu frowned but didn't reply. Oscar felt a little guilty for asking the question. Oscar, you've really got to stop giving him reasons to pick on you.
I don't mind. Someday he's going to realize I'm his best friend, and then he'll feel so bad.
Ugh, don't even say that. That's too miserable to consider. Well, I wouldn't mind casting it once. I am curious to know its effects in more detail. It's just 10 minutes, right? You can use it on me. I'm always happy to forget 10 minutes spent with Oscar.
Hey!
Really? Ooh. Well, I won't turn down such a generous offer. Nuha sat down across from Atsu. She began casting. Suddenly, the gemstone in Atsu's pockets began to shimmer faintly. Madam, wait, there's something. What do you... A flash of light and magic burst to fill the room. Atsu, are you okay? Something strange happened during the spell.
Huh? Ow! My knee hurts!
Your knee?
It really hurts. And my eye, I can't see. Atsu, it's okay. Nuha just cast a spell on you.
Who's Nuha? Atsu, what day do you think it is today? December 1st, of course. Nuha and Oscar exchanged nervous glances. So, I've forgotten the last 2 months, and now we live in Haven City with my brother Adro. Right, and you two are my friends?
Well, not really. You and I aren't...
Atsu blushed furiously. Wait, don't tell me. Boyfriend?
No way!
But then, why aren't we friends?
I used to work for Johnson.
Used to means you don't anymore, right?
Yeah?
Remember, Oscar, this is Atsu who never went through the incident. He probably didn't hate Johnson as much prior to getting hurt. I mean, I don't like Johnson, but Oscar's not Johnson. And just because he used to work for him, that's no reason to hate him, right?
How can one person change so much in 2 months?
By nearly dying, darling. Listen, you two stay down here and play nice. I'm going to go look for a way to end this spell. Nuha headed up to her room. Still, I can't believe I quit the Bakers. I love being in the Bakers. I mean, I guess it would be harder with my knee and eye like this. Maybe Akon didn't want me around.
There's no way that's the case. You've still got your best asset, your brains.
Atsu smiled. Are you sure we didn't get along normally? I can't imagine why. I think you're great and I barely know you.
Can we just keep this version of you?
Am I that bad?
I mean, you're nice to everyone else.
A version of me that quit the Bakers. I kinda don't want to turn back into that guy.
Well, I mean, you're still a good guy.
We must have some pretty exciting cases here in Haven City, right? I mean, this is the magical capital of the world.
You kinda stopped doing cases.
What? This isn't right.
Huh?
Everything you've said doesn't sound like me. That accident must have done something.
Well, I mean, a near-death experience changes people.
Well, I don't want to change that much. So what if I don't?
Huh?
You said it, right? You like this version more? So let's get out of here before Nuha fixes my memories.
Were you always this impulsive? What about Adro, Mio, and Zev?
Zev's gotta be dying to get back to Akon.
Whoa, wait, what? Back to Akon?
Yeah, we gotta go back to Akon. Tell him I'm feeling better.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
We'll get the plane ticket first. I think I'll surprise Akon by just showing up. He loves dramatic stuff like that.
Wait, plane ticket? Shouldn't we talk to the others first?
They'll come chasing after me later.
That's a little selfish, don't you think?
Zev loves being a baker. If anything, I'm doing it for their own good.
Well, Zev got hurt pretty bad. They seemed less afraid of doing jobs than you, but it still seemed like they wanted to take things easy.
We'll shake them out of that rut. It's probably the scaredy cat version of me that convinced them to take it slow anyhow. Oscar wasn't so sure. Atsu faced Oscar. I'm going back to Akon. You can come with me. We'll go on real adventures. We can be friends. The truth is, I've never really had a friend outside my family before. Atsu extended a hand towards Oscar. To tell the truth, there was nothing more in the world Oscar wanted than to accept that hand. But when he thought about Nuha, Eijiro, Mio, Zev, and Atsu, the other Atsu, the only one who stood to benefit was Oscar.
But we can't just leave.
Atsu sighed. Okay, fine. You win. I'll stay. Hey, go grab some drinks and at least we can hang out until it's time, right? I'll tell you stories so you can freak the other version of me out.
Yeah, I'll go get us something to drink.
Atsu smiled broadly. Oscar went to the kitchen. By the time he returned, Atsu was nowhere to be seen.
Oh, you idiot. Of course he wouldn't agree that easily.
Oscar paced around frantically.
Where would he go? Did he go to the airport already?
Oscar paused. Suddenly a thought occurred to him.
Floating!
Meanwhile, on the rooftop, Atsu was pacing back and forth. He held a small gemstone. Why on earth would I have Chio's tear? Suddenly he heard the door to the roof opening. He stuffed it back into his pocket.
Atsu!
Atsu yelped. He looked around for somewhere to run, but there was nowhere. I'm not going back. I'm just trying to figure out how to unlock my phone, and then I'm going to call Akon and...
Atsu, so far I've only told you the bad changes. There's good things about the new you, too. You're a little more considerate of your siblings, anyhow. You're more patient. You're more thoughtful. Slower to act, but not slow when it counts. You're a little... gentler. Maybe that's fear, but a little fear is healthy, you know?
Even though I'm mean to you? Even though I changed that much?
We're all always changing. And that version of you is still changing too. I think he could learn a thing or two from you, but I think you could learn a lot from him too.
Atsu sighed and sat down near the edge of the roof. Oscar sat beside him. To tell you the truth, living in Haven City doesn't sound so bad. Especially not if I get to make friends. We've always been moving from place to place.
I know that feeling. Living with Johnson, we were always on the run.
Atsu stared at Oscar. I trust you. I really do. If you think it's the right thing, I'll do it. But I think we'd have a lot more fun if we went with my plan.
I don't know if you'll remember the stuff from today, so I'll let you in on a little secret.
Huh?
It was actually you who invited me to live here. We met once before, but I think you forgot. So this is actually the second time we've become friends. I think the third time is pretty much inevitable.
That confidence of yours is your best quality. Oscar and Atsu slowly made their way back downstairs. They didn't talk much. Atsu seemed to be taking in as much as possible. Oscar couldn't imagine what was going through his mind. Oh, thank the dragon you're back.
Just went for a little walk.
Nuha didn't buy that for a second, but she could clearly see how miserable both of them were and didn't press it. I've found a spell that should restore the suppressed memories. I'm ready if you are. Atsu glanced at Oscar. Oscar simply gave a small nod. Atsu sat down in front of Nuha. He gave one more wordless look to Oscar. A flash of magical energy washed over the room, wiping away whatever was left unsaid.
Mean!
Huh? What?
The spell went wrong. You weren't yourself for a bit.
Atsu pulled away from Oscar. Of course the first thing I see is your ugly mug. Oscar wordlessly left the room. Nuha bopped Atsu on the head. Huh? It was a joke! A joke! You're a jerk again, so you must be back to your old self. A little later, as the sun was setting over the city, Atsu stepped out onto the rooftop. Oscar was sitting by himself near the edge of the roof.
Huh? Oh, feeling better?
Yeah, thanks. Atsu walked over to Oscar and sat down beside him. The reason you didn't go swimming today, it was because you were worried about me, right?
Huh? Oh, no, I just didn't want to.
I find that thoughtfulness so annoying. Like I'm being pitied.
It's not pity.
Thanks for fixing my memories.
Do you remember anything?
Nothing really. It was like 1 second passed for me. Nuha explained what happened.
I see.
Sorry.
For what?
I'm not sure, really. For changing so much.
Did I do the right thing? Would you have been happier not remembering?
No. It's true that the accident was scary. I woke up first. I saw Zev, barely still alive. I do want to forget sometimes, but at the same time, I never want to forget. On that day, I learned what my priorities really were.
I wouldn't want to be stuck as the me of 2 months ago either. Johnson's lackey, blindly doing anything he asked.
Yeah, for better or worse, I am who I am because of what happened then.
Then let's drop the sorry. You shouldn't have to apologize for changing.
Even though I'm a huge jerk to you for no reason?
So you admit it!
Atsu laughed. Yeah, I admit it.
I'm not worried. You'll be begging for forgiveness after we end up best friends someday.
You know, that confidence of yours is your best quality. Oscar smiled broadly. Atsu felt a little awkward about that smile, like Oscar knew something he didn't. Atsu moved to stand. Oscar hopped up first and held his hand out. Atsu hesitated for a moment before taking the hand. Oscar helped him up. Ugh, that grinning face of yours is so unbearable. Meanwhile, in Nuha's room, she paced back and forth. Record, that surge of ether. It's not possible, but could that have been a dragon's tear? It would explain why such a minor spell had such a powerful effect. Why on earth would Atsu have a dragon's tear? Even if he does have one, surely you wouldn't. Of course I would, Record. If it's to save my mother, I'd steal it if I have to.